back to JME Wrestling. I am your host of Style Sunday, Michaela, and we're going to get right into it, but this time, instead of doing what's on my shelf, we're going to introduce what I'm wearing. So we have the new Alpha Babe shirt. It says, "We got you, babe," on the bottom, and it has Otis, Kazawa, and Maxine Dupree. On the back, it only has Alpha Babes right on the tippy top. Tippy. But we're going to get right into it, and we're going to talk about Lyra Valkyria, you guys. She is the first women's IC champion. I don't think it should have been her, but I'm not too mad at it. I do think the WWE is pushing her maybe a little too much, but maybe that's what she needs. I'm not too sure yet, but I am excited to see her run with it. I don't think she's going to hold it too long, but that's just a prediction. Next, we have CM Punk. First, I'm going to talk about his speech that he gave to open up Raw. I wasn't a fan of it, only because, now, the speech I'm talking about is, he first opened up before he said anything else. He talked about the wildfires that are happening in LA. He classified them as natural disasters and wildfires. But let's just not forget that that's not what they are. They're not natural disasters and they're not wildfires. What they actually are people starting them on purpose. And I'm not going to feel ashamed to say this, but let's not forget the plan that LA is making to remodel their entire city is exactly what burnt down. But anyway, I wasn't a fan of his speech because of his terminology. But what I did like with CM Punk was his shoes. I believe they were Air Jordans, but Nike. But they were white and purple, you guys. Maybe they were blue, but from what I've seen, they were purple. And they looked so good. That is my type of shoe with the white and only one color. I love it. Penta, oh my goodness. Penta made his debut for the first time ever on WWE Raw on Netflix, and oh my goodness. It was kind of like predictable, even like John said it for his predictions for WWE Raw on Netflix, but it didn't happen the first time. But Penta did come to fight Chad Gable, and Penta's outfit was really good. Normally, I can't do a lot of those weird line movements, and sometimes the colors kind of like clash together and make it not really look good. Like Bayley last week with her purple hair and her blue attire, it just clashed. It didn't mesh well together, so that made me not like her outfit as much. Where Penta, his meshes, but in a good way. Like he had red, he had white, he had black, all good colors that mesh well together. But sometimes with too much line work, it can make it not look that good. We have Christopher Rollins. Mr. Seth Rollins, he was wearing black suit, black top, black pants, all bedazzled. It kind of reminded me of Piper Niven from last week, where she was wearing almost the same thing, but instead of wearing the white t-shirt like Piper, Seth wore the red shirt like Paul Heyman, wink wink, if you know what I mean. Kidding, Seth will not join the bloodline. I know he won't, and he better not. But what Seth was wearing was oddly similar to Piper, so I hope they don't kind of just go back and forth, although that would be kind of cool to see, kind of. Next, it's Tiffy time. Miss Tiffany Stratton. Her outfits are kind of going a little bit downhill for me. They're just not as like extravagant as they used to be when she first appeared on the main roster, but that's fine. She has to get the bad outfits out eventually, and I guess now's the time. The only reason I didn't really like this outfit was she was wearing like a rose gold attire, and for me that just clashes with her skin tone, so it makes it look like she's not really wearing anything. But her outfit is bedazzled, so it gives you like a little bit of like, hey, I'm not naked, you see my shine, but I wasn't too much of a fan of it. I also didn't like the X that she had over her belly. Maybe it could have made like the moves hurt her more because of like the clasp on the X that she had on her belly. But I don't know. I wasn't a fan, but I can see why others would be a fan. Now for this one, I'm gonna need my notes so I don't mess it up. But we have Cody Rhodes' father, the American Dream, okay? So he wore a shirt in the past that said the American Dream, son of a plumber. Cute, love it, don't hate it. And Kevin Owens on past SmackDown wore a similar shirt that said the Canadian Dream, son of a security system technician. First of all, to wear a shirt like that and mock the other person is just so funny to me, and it's so Kevin Owens too. Like, I wouldn't really expect anyone else to mock someone in that way unless it's Kevin Owens. Then I definitely expect it, and it's like, are you Kevin Owens if you don't do that? But next and finally, we have Rey Mysterio. Now, WWE on YouTube sucks. It doesn't work. You always get spoiled. They don't know how to title their clips. They don't know how to do anything without it being spoiled or not shown anything. Like Rey Mysterio over here. He came out looking like Batman baseball. He wore pants that kind of resembled like baseball pants. Same thing, he came out with a jersey. The jersey is the one that I actually want to talk about that stole the show for me, or stole his attire and made it really, really good. Is Rey came out with a jersey, but it said Booyaka on the front. On the back, it said Mysterio, and it said 619. That's just genius, and I love it, and I want to see if it's on the shop, because that's something that I would probably get. But anyway, with Rey Mysterio, he looked, why I call him Batman, is because he was wearing yellow and black, and it just, that's Batman. Anything yellow and black, that's Batman. You can't convince me otherwise. Next and finally, I'm going to address Corey Graves. He is, in my opinion, one of the best commentators for my time of watching wrestling, which is the Paul Levesque era. I started watching since WrestleMania 40, to give you a timeline, but Corey Graves and Michael Cole, to me, are top tier best commentators of all time. Joe Tessie, get out, no one wants you here. Wade Barrett, love you, please continue to be here, but you're not a favorite. Who else is there? Pat McAfee. I love Pat McAfee. I think he is so great and he's so funny, especially working besides Michael Cole. They're great. But if you're only going to be here for this amount of the year, just because that's the one part of the year that football isn't happening, then go do something else, because we don't want you here for part-time, because there's actual people that are good, i.e. Corey Graves, who can still be here. It can still be Joe Tessie with Wade Barrett, and it can still be Michael Cole and Corey Graves. Pat can be a cute little third guest for the time being. If he must be in the WWE, he can be a third. But we don't need you here. We don't want you here if that means Corey Graves cannot be here. Let me read you what he tweeted on X. He said, "Imagine chasing your dream, then being told, not deciding, that you're no longer physically able to pursue your dream. Then you dedicate your life to something dream adjacent and being pretty fucking amazing at it. And then when it's time to enjoy your fruits of your labor, being told you're not famous enough for your own job. Just in case you've wondered where I've been." Holy cow, you guys. Corey Graves is so upset about being moved to NXT, and I don't blame the guy, Because if you have that much talent and you're actually that freaking good at commentary and they're just going to strip you of it, especially because I found out he used to wrestle and he got injured, so he couldn't do that anymore, which, you know, Big E's doing it and he's doing just fine. But it's like, could you guys imagine if Big E wasn't at the talk table for every PLE? No, you couldn't, because that's still him being a part of the WWE, but still being injured. But I think Corey Graves is going to make his main roster debut on for the Rumble. I think he'll be in the Rumble, because for NXT, I've seen that he is a third person. So maybe they're doing that to like piss off the fans and then be like, oh, just kidding, you know, that's why he had to, you know, leave to, you know, practice and get ready. But I don't know. But that's what I have for this week's Style Sunday. Please stay tuned for Style Sunday next week. And keep your eye out for the merch review that will be coming very soon. Make sure you leave a thumbs up and a comment down below. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and that little bell next to it so you guys know every time that this awesome JME channel posts. Peace out. Bye, guys.